All right, hello. We're live. So today is going to be a little bit different. Figured today I would start getting back into SwiftUI. It's been quite a while since I first was learning SwiftUI. Of course, was checking it out when it was in beta, or Xcode was in beta, and you could check it out. Yeah, but there were so many changes during then where it kind of gave me a sour taste. So it's been quite a bit. I haven't looked at any of the resources I've bought since being so excited with SwiftUI and all the changes coming out. But yeah, now I'm finally kind of diving back into it. So I guess this video is just a very introduction-based playground where I kind of just read through a book. I linked it in the description. It's Ray Wenderlich's SwiftUI by tutorials. Now, I'm not going to be going through the tutorials. I'm just going to use it as a resource to reference any questions I have, kind of looking through the pages. But really, I'm kind of open to questions or anything like that. As I said, I'm kind of going back into SwiftUI myself, so I'm going to mess up a lot of things just because I mainly just work with UI kit, and so all this new stuff is kind of different. But for my project I got here is just a very basic SwiftUI project. When you go to new, you go create a project. It's just a single app, and then make sure you click SwiftUI instead of the storyboard. So that's how you at least get where I am at. So for this specifically, I like I said, I don't know really what to go over. Kind of just dipping my toes in again, but I guess I can give a quick rundown and remind myself of what we have at the very beginning and what we're given with just a bare bones SwiftUI project. So for the bare bones SwiftUI project, we're given a content view. That content view has some, or it has a text with "Hello World." It has some view inside of it, and we have a preview. And this preview allows us to kind of see our code live as we type it. So if I start typing stuff in here, you won't see it until we resume automatic preview updates, and then you'll see it kind of change. So, oops, I don't want that. There we go. So I'll try to make this bigger. There we go. So we're given a basic view that's just called a content view, and this is kind of our entry point into our app. It's our main view, so it's going to take up the entire space. So if I did background, and I can just pick a color, blue. Typed in R, so blue. Yeah, so now this is me trying to remember that they actually, like in UI kit, normally, at least how I'm used to it, it normally takes up the full space because it's like embedded into it. And mainly I'm referring to kind of SwiftUI kit, my little repo that I use, or little framework that I use for UI kit programming. But if we wanted this to take up the full, I don't know how to do that. I guess there's I don't know how to specifically do that except for setting like the frame, and I mean, you can set the frame specifically, but no, I remember. So you can set the frame, and this is kind of the frame of the child for the parent. And that's what SwiftUI is based off of a lot, is, parent-child relationships, and not the really like UI kit, the child could be outside of the parent and totally in a different location, or, bigger than the parent view. This one, we are talking about the child to the parent. So when we say infinity right here, that doesn't mean it's going to grow forever. That just means it's going to grow until it reaches the bounds of its parent. So we're going to say the same thing. We just want the minimum to be 0, and then the max to take up the most. And I guess we can just say center alignment. So if we do this, maybe not. Oh, there. I need a save. Oh, jeez. Okay. So there you can see it now. So SwiftUI has modifiers, which are kind of interesting, and they have different effects based off the location and where you put them. So the modifier right here applies it to the background color, or the background of the text at this point. After this, I actually put a different kind of frame, and I think this returns, yeah, this returns another view, and it positions the view within an invisible frame. So then after this, I could, type in another, color, and then we get a different one. So, well, that answers the question of how do I make this expand the most, but it is very interesting how SwiftUI uses this, and I'm still kind of getting used to this. But I guess you could also just do padding, and you kind of see the whole thing of you can quickly just add a ton of different views. And there you go. Now can we add a quarter radius? Yeah, we can. Okay, cool. So now it's a little bit rounded. So I'm just guessing because I've messed around with kind of this modifier syntax quite a bit. But how do you actually know, or how do you actually find out or get more comfortable with this? Other than reading books and, kind of being told what everything is, of course, they have, I think, what's called, this is the canvas. Yeah, so this is called the canvas, and the canvas will show the previews that you have, and it'll live update, but it'll also let you interact with it, and also let you, if we had a button and it printed something out to the console, I could press the run button and it would let me simulate this view in this canvas, and it doesn't require me to run the whole app. Now if I wanted to test multiple views and that stuff, yeah, I'd probably need to run the app, but if I just wanted to test this view and this view only with this preview, then this would be a great option to run this, and I'll show that later. But kind of want to show if we command click on this, and I think you can kind of see that we're selecting on different things. So we've selected, and you can see down here, I don't know is there a hierarchy? I don't know. But I can click on here and see that these are, a variable named color black. Can't add any, or I can't change that, but you can command click on these and you can add special things, or you can show in the inspector and then change colors. Now I'm trying to click on this label. It's only giving me the colors, so kind of hard to click, but you can see that it says there's multiple. I don't know how to dive into it more. Maybe there's an option. No. Oh, that's a bad example. So let's just say we have the text. If I click on here now, I can embed in a V stack, H stack, and a list. I can make it in a group. Repeat. Ooh, let's try repeat. That's easy. Save that. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this one's funny. I remember this. So this repeats it, but we're actually going to have quite a bit of different simulators. So this is good if you want to see different themes or different colors. But since we're doing for each right here, it's kind of wrong. We need to put this in a VStack. So I think I can actually do this. No, that didn't work. But this does. So there we go. We can use the for each to loop and give us 5 of these values, or 5 of the hello worlds, or even just, a color. So there's multiple things you can do with these, and they all apply to each other, and color is just a view. It says color. Oh. Maybe color's not. No, I don't think color's a view. I think color.red is a view. extension color, set of colors that it probably we can use as I forget. There's so much of this stuff like that where it's just something is something and that's why it works. So I haven't dug into color at all or anything like that, but I just know you can use it for a background or set your own color. So I guess you could do this and just throw in a there we go. So we can just put her in our own color or anything like that too. But going back to the text, if we command click on it, we can see the SwiftUI inspector. And this gives us some options that you might not be aware about, or you just might want to come in here and mess with it and see it visually to click around instead of staring at this. You can kind of work with an inspector and it's the same thing. It will just kind of fix the code over for you. But also if you're trying to kind of figure out what stuff you can change, this is a great tool. Now, multi-line text alignment. Interesting. Can we say line limits 2? And let's split this up. Okay. So we can change this to trailing. And that will switch over when it does multi-line. I can go back in here and say, actually no, just center this, and let's also make the line limit 3. There we go. So that's pretty nice. This is kind of annoying to go into, so you can also just kind of use this on the right here. So if I wanted to give it, some width, then we could. Was the width already magically 100? Wow, I'm good. So if I wanted to set it to 300, there we go. And then at that point, we don't even need to worry about that. Whoa. Why is it centered? Oops, gotta save. Well, is it because of the height? I don't know. No, it can't be. That's crazy talk. Yeah. This is interesting. Yeah, see, I still don't know. I still need to mess around with it. But yeah, if we want to do something like that, let's add in a button to change the text or to just be our counter. So let's have start with a VStack, and we'll have some text, and we'll start at 0. Can I say text title? Oh, come on. Okay, whatever. A large title, and then we can just put a button, and then we'll give the action, and then the label. I always get rid of all of this garbly gook. So we'll just print add, and we'll just say it's some text that says add. Okay, so I just ran it in the simulator, so we'll test in the simulator, but we'll also test the thing that I said before, that we can run it in the canvas. So let's just stick with what we're familiar with. Okay, so add, cool. So let's stop that, and now I'll run it in here, and I don't think it will work. I don't remember. It's weird because you go into like the interface when you click it wrong. Yeah, weird. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah, it just takes a bit. Which, I don't know if it's worth waiting for this when I don't get any console output at this point. Whatever. So now we actually have to update and change. So we need a variable. So let's just create some private var count, and we'll start it at 0. And we're just going to show the count. And then in the action, then we can just say self.count plus equals 1. So now we can count by 1 every time. This is going to get errors because in SwiftUI and just in Swift, the struct is immutable by default. So you have to mark anything that changes the struct as mutating. So that's why that says, or that's why we can't just put in a variable and use it. We have to do this kind of special annotation called state. So now we have a state private count, and now we can do it, and everything works. Now this annotation is a SwiftUI annotation that allows a variable to change, and when this variable changes, it will automatically update anything that depends on this variable for you. So we can see that text relies on this, and button is mutating it. So once count changes, it needs to update all of its views that are using it. So every time we press the button, it's gonna redraw text and button for us. So let's check this out. And now if I press add, it'll just add for us. So that's all we have to do. There's no stateless or, there's just state variables. And there's different ways to manage this. And we're just going to be kind of sticking with the basics. There's state and there's binding. Binding. So binding is, let's say, if I go to a view and I have some text field, I might have, or that text field might have a binding variable where I can edit the text field and it updates the text field and that variable, but then it would also update the variable that I passed in. I forget navigation. I'm not gonna jump to navigation. That's I still need to read some more on that. But let's say if I pressed a button here and a modal popped up and I wanted to override count, well, I could do that. Should I? All right, let's try it. It's a playground, so we'll just mess around. So we're gonna use a navigation link, and this navigation link has a destination, and the destination just can be any view. So let's just make it some text. How about that? So we'll just say it's text, and we'll just say it's whatever the count is, and we'll just say current count. Oops. And so now it needs a label because it's pretty much a button. So we'll just give it some text and say override count. Right? So there we go. And I'm just running it because it can run fast. So now we get a button, but it's disabled. Can't really interact with it. And that, I'm pretty sure that's because I think that's because you have to actually set up a binding, or is active. So you need an is active state. So we'll just say we have a state private private var is showing modal. Forget if it's a modal or not. No, is showing view, we'll just say that, and we'll just say it's false. So is active, and then for here we'll just say is showing view. Now I think we'll get an error once I remove this, and yeah, we do get an error. So I'm going to make this bigger. So this error is because now we have to use this variable as though it's binding. So SwiftUI has the special syntax for a $sign to signify that something is binding. And binding is that kind of, I'm pretty sure, a two-way, I'm pretty sure it's a two-way binding. Yeah, I think so. I forget. It's been so long where I'm second guessing myself, but pretty much, yeah, I think it's two-way. So if, let's say, we passed it into a view controller or, some view, that view could change this value and it would dismiss, and this could change the value and dismiss. So if we run this again, now it's still not, oh. See, I thought isActive was showing it. Now I'm confused. Oh, no. Whoops. So I totally forgot. We need a navigation view. And the navigation view needs to wrap whatever's being or can navigate. So we'll just put the whole thing in the navigation view. And so now when we have the navigation view, the text will be blue and not grayed out. So there we go. We can add, and now we can override, and we'll see 3. We can go back, add some more, go back and see it's 8 now. That's awesome. Okay, cool. Well, instead of, the destination being just a label or a text, let's change it to a field or a text field. So we'll just say the destination is, whoops, a text field, and here we go. I think you just need a title, like some title, and then the binding, which we know what the binding is, it's going to be count. Or maybe? Oh, it's a, okay. So it's complaining because it wants a binding to an int, but we have a string. Can we change it? No, that's not right. How, the simple answer is we could just add another thing, but we want the text to be, well, oh, okay, let's try this. So we'll just say that count is equal to 0. We'll say count string. Okay, so then we can have private var count equals 0. See, I don't like this at all either. The idea is to have a single source of truth, and it just drives everything, so you don't have to worry about updating any state, and SwiftUI just handles it for you. I'm just being dumb here, I swear. If I want string count, well, see, I want count because I don't want to just have a string. I just want the data, and then I want it. That's so weird. I'm gonna do a quick Google search. SwiftUI int binding text field. Maybe I can change it to something else. Oh, okay. Thanks to the internet and some nice Googling. we can say that count, and then in here, for the text field, there's a thing called formatter, and we can change it to number formatter. I say that. Extra argument formatter. Okay, let's see this text field then. Oops. Oh, there it is. I think that's. Oh no, that's not it. I'm going crazy now. We'll just throw this text field in here. Oh, okay. Whoops. Looking back at it, it should be value when it's not just text. My bad. So now we can just say, there we go. Flipping around here. Oh, hello there. I'm just messing around with some SwiftUI right now. Feel free to ask any questions or anything, but it's just going to kind of be a playground with SwiftUI as I kind of get back into it. So right now we have our count. We can add to it. It'll add. If we go to override count, it will show a 5. We can go back and add more. We can go back to the override count and everything works. But this is supposed to be a text field, and we should be able to add in numbers. So first I'm going to try to break it and put in other things like that, of course. Doesn't seem like it likes it, and that's because of the number formatter that we gave it. So that's only going to accept numbers that it can have. So if we put in 5,764, it doesn't update that for us. Now why is that? We have count. So type in that. I would expect it to, oh, do I need to like press enter? Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay. Whew. Yeah, you just need to press enter. That works great. I'm gonna get rid of this canvas and just kind of move this over just a little. Prefer the simulator. So now we can override the value. We can type in, a huge number, press enter, go back, and it'll update for us, and now we can just add to it. So that is definitely the power of binding and state with SwiftUI. In normal UIKit, this would be a hassle. Like, this is actually quite annoying to do in normal UIKit. This just works straight out of the box for binding of views and everything like that. Also, I'm curious on, the memory's pretty good. Should be a lot better than UIKit, I hope, or at least close. But okay, so we have this, we have that. We're trying to figure out what else. I guess we can kind of just show, some cool stuff that you can do. So I don't want to pull the thing back open. We'll just throw everything in a list, kind of see how easy it is to build a table or, kind of a list style. But quickly make a list, and now we get this kind of format of a cell, and you can see that we have kind of weird action happening. When you have a navigation link inside of a list, it will automatically act as kind of a detailed cell, where if you click on it, it just goes into the navigation link. So I can't really fix that. You could fix it by, I think, manually doing navigation link. I forget. No. See, that's not one of my strong suits is SwiftUI navigation. That was something I really didn't like when learning SwiftUI because it just didn't seem like it had the proper navigation when it first came out. At least I still need to learn more about it and kind of pick up where I left off. But no. That you'll see a lot of different things kind of take over with the parent-child thing. So like I said before, just because the navigation link is in a list, it's doing that. So can't really, do this button anymore. I mean, I could click on it and that stuff, but now it's just adding a number like that. So there we go. Now, I guess I have one more topic to kind of talk about, and it's always open to questions after that or anything, but I didn't expect this would be too long of a stream. It's just kind of going back and messing around with SwiftUI, and if anyone had any questions or anything like that, I would love to go through an example. But for this, we have to remember that this content view is pretty much acting as our whole app at this point. So let's create another view to manage some of our stuff. I can't even find it. There you go, file. And there's SwiftUI view, and we'll just create one of those, and we'll just say some view, and we'll get all the nice stuff right here. Okay. So let's just steal some of this, and we'll actually remove this and move this over here. And now we will take this VStack, move it in here. There we go. And now we can just, say I want some text. Cool. I can say I want a color. Whoops. And then let's say I want, I was gonna add a San Francisco image, but I forget all the strings. I hate typing in the strings there. But let's show the cool thing of some view. All right, everything built. Oh, maybe. What is this? Can it not take color? Use of unresolved some view. I swear, it's right there. Let's see. Let's try to just run this, and we should just see some text and color.red. Yep, that's what I thought. That's fine. So I guess I just can't find some view. Oh. Yeah, that's weird. Not even get any IntelliSense there. Yeah? There. Alright, whatever. That was weird. Xcode, please stop. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. It might be too complex for this, or it might just not be able to find it. It's definitely an Xcode problem, but that's how you can see really quickly. We can just throw this in. If I wanted to change the list to VStack, we won't see this little cool thing anymore. And we'll see it take a different form of some text and our numbers. Oh. Awesome. Yeah, that's really weird. I just think if I do this, Xcode might be happier. Welcome to Xcode. Where closing it makes it happy. All right. I That's all I have for right now. Like I said, I didn't have too much planned. I was thinking about potentially, kind of mocking up an app, or looking at Netflix app and trying to make it really quickly in SwiftUI. But I figured that'd be a better video and stream for either next week or the week after that, when I have some more time to dive into SwiftUI to actually update myself on what's changed and the better practices of when I first learned it. So, is there any questions in chat? Otherwise, most likely just end it. Alright, well, awesome. Thanks everyone for watching. I will see you next week. Make sure you join the Discord in the description if you want to jump in on the chat, be in the stream in the Discord, or just talk and ask questions. So, alright, see you next week.